Hey folks, Larson Halleck here. Are you a fan of Larson Halleck and the Barbaric Gentleman? Of course you are, otherwise you wouldn't be watching. Would you like to help the channel grow? Would you like to help me out? If so, here's how you can. You can go to patreon.com/LarsonHalleck and join the ranks of these illustrious heroes. You can also go to www.paypal.me/LarsonHalleck to also donate some money. You can also buy my book. The Patreon, the PayPal, and the link to my book are all found in the video description. You can also follow me on Twitter or on Instagram. I no longer advertise my Gab because Gab sucks. And if you support me enough, I'm going to make Larson Halleck, the motion picture, in which you will get to enjoy a riveting 4 hours of me and my friends playing grab ass in a public park. All I need is $90,000 to do it. And now, our scheduled programming. Hey folks, Larson Halleck here with another edition of PUAHoles. Today is the stereotypically grody looking Richard La Ruina, aka Gambler. He's pretty successful as far as PUAs go. After all, he claims to be Europe's top PUA. I could have sworn Vince Kelvin was that, but I'm sure there's a very intensive process of determining who's the top PUA of each region. His story is fairly typical. In 2005, he was a dorky dork who couldn't pick up girls, and he delved into the negaverse and started bagging women. He read Mystery, Ross Jeffries, and RSD, which I've gone into in great detail in the past. He advises lifestyle changes to attract women, which I do advocate. Then he also advertises hypnosis, NLP, and Keno, so not so good. His book has apparently sold 30,000 copies. Okay, cool. I was not able to get a copy of the book. He offers a free copy on his website, but then I would have to give my credit card info to him. Yeah, I'm going to really give some toff my financial info. Oh, I can also book a week of in-person training with Richard. My dream come true. Hanging out with some greasy-haired tool I don't know for a week. On his website, Richard's credentials. Wow! 4 whole pictures of him with women. You know, at least Vince Kelvin hired mediocre-looking hookers, Rich. Seeing as I've been recorded on camera actually kissing a woman, I guess that makes me Jesus, Superman, and the 1985 Chicago Bears all rolled into one by those standards. I told you I couldn't get his written material, but I did get his Stealth Seduction video, and his video game. Yes, his game. The infamous Super Seducer. SS2 to be exact. So this is in fact going to be a 2-part episode. First his videos and then his video game. Wow, look at this awesome CG intro. I come from the net, through systems, people, and cities to this place. The mainframe. My format, Guardian. To mend and defend. To defend my newfound friends, their hopes and dreams, and to defend them from their enemies. They say the user lives outside the net and inputs games for pleasure. No one knows for sure, but I intend to find out. Reboot. Wait, that's not quite it. Richard, why are you wearing a blouse?
A weak thing to do. It's not the best. It is actually best to approach them as soon as you see them and just work with the group dynamic because...
So, does anyone else notice how shifty-eyed and dubious these women look?
10 meters apart, what I might do is I might try and catch one of the girl's eyes and I might have a little wave at her. Or
now make sure to look at them at exactly a 37-degree angle.
Thing verbal. In that case, you might approach and you could use an opener.
No canned routines.
You can ask some general questions that are good for a group. You can say, how do you girls know each other? You can say, you seem like the bossy one and you're the naughty one, whatever it is.
Jesus Christ, this is lame.
So after a minute or so of that, what you want to do is you want to think about which girl you like out of the 3 or 4 or however many it is, and then you want to turn it into a private conversation with just that girl.
Perhaps Richard agrees with me that threesomes are overrated. Or perhaps he's still too much of a self-pitying chode to pursue 3 at once. Probably the latter. So, out of curiosity, Richard's bio says he's 6 foot even. Is that girl in the middle 6'2" then? And the other 2 girls like 5'11"? Well, obviously that just shows how much of a stud Richard is. He can pick up 3 6-foot-tall supermodels at the same time.
First part of this, and all of these things are going on at once, but I'm going to break them down into sections. And the first thing that's going to be going on is something that I call micro-escalation.
Well, we've had microaggressions, so why not continue to dumb down the English language?
If you think about traditional pickup ways of escalating, you will generally see that they say, start with a touch on the arm, and then, notice her nails or notice her hand, talk about palm reading, have an excuse to touch her hair, and basically to escalate maybe in a 5 or 6 step process. But a lot of guys still have problems going for the kiss. They're either going to try and do it verbally, where they say something like, you look like you're imagining kissing me, or can I kiss you? Or guys that haven't studied a lot of game stuff but are quite confident would just lunge in. So they'll be standing there and then they'll just suddenly put the arm round and try and kiss her. Problem with this is putting it all on the line. So
yeah, no shit. Ever consider reading her body language to see if she's amenable to kissing? When she has this face, she's ready for it.
What I've tried to do with micro-escalation is take everything that you do and put it on a scale of 0 to 100, with 0 being not sexual at all, so just how you talk to a friend, and 100 being extremely sexual, how you talk to a girl just right before you kiss her.
Nothing puts the fun into dating like needlessly complicated metrics. Is it time, in fact, to put Richard into the English mediocrities pile? That's a trick question. It was never not time to do that.
So you could seduce her while she's talking, you could seduce her when no one's talking.
Pretty sure that's a felony in some jurisdictions, dick.
So in this situation, there's no sexual tension, there's no real pressure, her heart rate's not increasing. To start to seduce her verbally, if I'm doing most of the talking, I just need to slow down, to smooth out, to change the way that I look at her.
Captain Kirk was right.
And that's
yeah, that never happened in real life.
So the first thing I try and do is anytime I'm talking in a girl's ear, I want to keep as much eye contact as possible.
What?
So I'm going in to talk in her ear. I'm getting close, but I'm keeping that eye contact. I'm listening.
Yes, children. The best way to charm a girl is to force her or yourself to dislocate a cervical vertebrae.
If you want to dial it up more, I would have some contact leg to leg. So this is something that you'll never do with a male friend.
Shows what you know. Yeah, I think I'm getting this. You grab her arm, you twist her neck around and awkwardly thrust your leg forward. License to bang!
That's what you're doing to the woman, except the outcome is nice, it's a kiss. So instead of saying, is this all right? I'm going to kiss you suddenly. And she's like, whoa. You're saying, is it all right if I just get a little bit closer? Is it all right if I put my hand here when I talk to you? Is it all right if I come a bit closer? And she's going to say yes to all of those because each...
No. Do not ever ask permission. I cannot stress this enough. Nobody has ever been turned on by,
is it okay if I grab your bosom?
We've got micro-escalation, which I'm going to cover, which I've covered, and we've got multi-level communication, which I'm going to cover later.
Look, mommy, I can make up cool code words.
First thing that I do is I use a lot of future pacing. Anyone that's read a lot of pickup literature will know that one of the methods teaches that you should bounce a girl around lots of locations. That means you meet her in the bar and you don't just stand talking to her for 3 hours and then try and get her home. You move her around the club, you take her maybe to eat something, you take her to a few different venues. And what goes on is it seems like time's been longer than it actually has in her head. So because she's got memories with you in all these different places, it allows you to escalate faster.
PUAs really do think women are idiots, don't they? For the record, I've always seen women, at least in the sexual realm, as the worthy opponent to men in general and me in particular, just like H.L. Mencken did.
Really cheesy Hollywood film that the girls go and watch and they're like, oh, it's so amazing, I wish that had happened to me. Oh, wow, isn't that guy sweet? If you imagine the most cheesy thing possible in a Hollywood film, you know that if you do that to a girl in real life, she'll think you're a wuss, and she'll dump you, or she'll just, she won't want to see you.
Actually true.
What you're doing when you tell a girl that she's beautiful or she's fantastic and telling her that, what you're doing is you're giving her all the power in the interaction. You're telling her, I like you, I hope you like me.
Also true.
And I call this the irresistible arsehole. What you're doing is you're setting yourself as that player guy, that bad boy guy, but you're doing it in a way where it's slightly tongue-in-cheek.
The first step is to have your shirt tucked in, literally half-assed. And yeah, in case you're wondering, he never moves away from this cheap painting in an hour and a half of video.
The fourth step in the system is stealth arousal. What we're going to be doing here is we're going to be using some Kino stuff, some sleazy funny Kino.
Oh, God.
So, a few examples. You might be talking to a girl and you want a way to touch her boobs.
Richard, do you often grab women's chests in public?
So you might have your drink and you're going to brush past, you're going to drink your drink. I'm brushing past with back of my hand and also the arm, and there's quite a lot of contact there. So
I believe that's sexual harassment, dickhead.
when you're in a club and you need to get close to her because it's noisy, you can often position yourself so that one leg is between her legs.
Yeah, just need her right in the schniz.
They wear jeans or they wear a dress.
Shows what you know. I met my girlfriend when she was wearing a hazmat suit.
I want to be quite close and I'm talking to her. And what I want to do is I want to have a hand somewhere around here and another hand high up on her arm, on her shoulder, something like that. I want to increase the pressure of my touch on her shoulder and at the same time with my left hand.
I'm going to hold the upper arm stationary, thus applying pressure to her elbow and whoops.
And to undo it, I mean, it's pretty easy and you can practice it, but all you're doing is you're gripping your thumb at the top and your index finger there, and you're just bringing them together and letting it slide out. So,
Okay, if anybody watching this needs to be told how to take a pair of pants off, rethink your demographics.
if she's wearing jeans that are quite funny, you could do something like this. So you could say, oh, these are nice. Oh, it's a really nice material, isn't it? It's really like soft. Is it the same material at the back?
Yeah.
And she'll be like, whoa, like that. But again, it's done playfully, it's funny.
There was literally an episode of Seinfeld about this. It did not go well for George.
Often you're talking to a girl, you might be sitting down and she's got something on her jeans, so she might have a bit of fluff. And you'll be like, oh, you've got something there. I think there's some. And you just carry on doing it, and then you make it a bit sexual. And at some point she's like, whoa, what are you doing? That's actually one situation where you want her to kind of pull your hand away, like, whoa, what are you doing?
Yes, you can know you've succeeded by failing.
Of the knickers underneath, and I want to pull them down. Just a couple of inches, but she'll feel it. And it's something that she's probably never felt before.
I highly doubt Richard has ever done this. I'm not gonna lie, I've done moves that are similar and I've been rebuffed at various points in my life. I don't think a twee little British accent will do anything to make him more effective, especially since the woman in this video is herself British. Maybe he just preys upon dumbass American college freshman girls.
Because you wouldn't think it's possible to pull a girl's knickers down when she's got her dress on.
Dude, I'm pretty sure she knows more about taking off her underwear than you ever will. She literally does it every day of her life.
Just to raise it up a little bit, which she probably won't notice, take hold, and then just pull it.
No, giving her a wedgie is not the answer.
And within a couple of goes, they could actually be taken all the way down.
What? In what universe can you just pull a woman's underwear down in public? I'm not an expert on British law or anything, but I don't think that's legal there.
But in most cases, what you're doing is you're just demonstrating here. The only goal really is to demonstrate that you're a sexual guy, that you're playful with it, and that you're doing something that's really, quite crazy.
Rick, you had no other ideas?
Something else I might do is I might use a childish, playful way to sexually escalate. So a girl might tell me something,
Okay, can we not conflate the words childish and sexual?
bad that happens. I don't know, it could just be that she missed her bus and she was late for something or whatever. And I'll be like, oh, poor baby, like that.
Okay, I've seen enough of this crap. Richard Ruina, the gambler. Well, I assume the stock business is good because his pickup is ball cancer. And we're not even done with him yet. We still have his stupid little dating sim to play. I'm Larson Halleck, to be continued.